The miracle of numbers in the Quran, understanding the ijaz of mathematics. Abstract, the Quran has a well-organized number system demonstrating a mathematical miracle called mathematical ijaz. This book explains the number system in Surah Al-Muzammil, QS 73:3, and the pattern of 373, which is 96 plus 68 plus 73. We count the verses, words and letters and look at special letters such as nun, sad and qaf in surahs 38, 50 and 68. We also study other surahs such as surahs 1, 27, 42, 55 and 112, as well as the number 1729. All calculations are whole numbers and we do not use gematria to ensure accuracy. Keywords: Al-Quran, pattern 373, special letters, mathematical ijaz 1729-1. Introduction. The Quran is a holy book full of miracles. In addition to its beautiful verses, the Quran also has numbers that are neatly arranged. This is called mathematical ijaz, meaning the miracle of numbers that shows that the Quran comes from Allah. For example, there are surahs whose numbers, when added together, form a special number, such as 373. This pattern comes from adding the numbers of surahs 96, 68, and 73. Imagine the Quran as a book full of secret numbers. Every verse, word, and letter can be counted, and this count always results in a neat number. For example, Surah Al-Muzammil, verse 3, has 5 words and 18 letters. If we count carefully, these numbers are related to other surahs, such as Surah Al-Fatiha, which has 7 verses. In this book, we will focus on Surah Al-Muzammil, verse 3, which says, Nisfahu awiyankus minhu kalailan, meaning half of it, or reduce it a little. We will also look at the pattern of 373, which comes from 3 surahs, Al-Alaq, Al-Kalam, and Al-Muzammil. In addition, we will study special letters called muqatta'at, such as nun, sad, and qaf, which appear in certain surahs. We will also continue with the number 1729, which is special because it comes from 7 times 13 times 19. This number appears in the Quranic calculations, as do the 19 letters in Basmala. We will study other surahs such as Al-Fatiha, An-Naml, Ash-Shura, Ar-Rahman and Al-Ikhlas, as well as 3 new surahs, Al-Baqarah, Yasin and Al-Ankabut. Why are numbers important? Numbers in the Quran are not just for calculations. They show that the Quran is very orderly, like the arrangement of stars in the sky. In the Quran, Allah says, "We have created everything in measure," QS 54:49. These numbers are evidence of that measure. For example, the pattern of 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12 appears in many surahs, and it is equal to the sum of the small numbers of 373. What do we want to achieve? Count the numbers in Surah Al-Muzammil, verse 3, such as how many words and letters. Explain the pattern of 373 and other numbers such as 12 and 30. See the special letters nun, sad, and qaf in surahs 38, 50, and 68. Study other surahs to find related numbers. Show the miracle of Quranic numbers in an easy-to-understand way. Simple example. Imagine you are counting the beads in a prayer beads. Each bead is a word or letter in the Quran. When you count, you come across numbers like 18 or 7, and these numbers always appear elsewhere in the Quran. This is no coincidence. This is the miracle of the Quran. We will use the Quran as our main guide and calculate the numbers carefully. We will not use gematria, which is a method that converts letters into numbers, because we want a clear and round count, such as 5 or 18. Let's begin this journey to discover the magic of Quranic numbers. 1. Methodology. To find the numbers in the Quran, we use a simple but thorough method. We count 3 things: verses, words, and letters. Let's learn how to count step by step so you can try it yourself. 2.1 How to calculate verses. Verses are lines in a surah. For example, Surah Al-Fatiha has 7 verses. We count how many verses are in each surah we study, such as Surah 73 has 20 verses. Words are words in a sentence. We count each word separately, not including punctuation marks such as harakat. For example, in the sentence Nisfahu awiyankus minhu kalailan, there are 5 words. Letters are the Arabic alphabet, such as alif, ba, ta without punctuation. For example, the word Nisfahu has 4 letters. Nun, Sad, Ife, Ha. We count the letters in each sentence or word. Basmala, the Basmala, which is Bismi Allahwai, Rahmani, Rawimi, is at the beginning of most surahs. It has 4 words and 19 letters. We include this count if necessary. Example calculation. Let's try to calculate verse 3 from Surah Al-Muzammil. Verses, half of it, or reduce it a little words, half of it, or decrease from him, Kalilan, number, 5 words, letter, half of it, Nun, Sad, Fi, Ha equals sign, and Pat huruf, Awi, Alif, Wa equals sign, 2 letters incomplete, Alif, Nun, Quaf, Sad equals sign, 4 letters from Mim, Nun, Ha equals sign, 3 letters, Kalilan, Quaf, Lam, Ya, Lam, Alif equals sign, 5 letters total, 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 5 equals 18 letters 2. 2 calculation rules. We use the standard Quran text called the Uthmani script. We don't care about punctuation marks like fathas or kasra. We make sure the number is a whole number, like 5 or 18, not a fraction. We think Basmala is the beginning of a surah. 2.3 analysis method. We use simple logic. The Quran is a book from Allah, so the numbers are in order. QS 1587. We count the numbers in verses and surahs, such as 18 letters in QS 73:3. These numbers show that the Quran is very neat and special. We also count the number of digits, for example. The 18 letters in QS 73:3, 1 plus 8 equals 9. This helps us look for patterns, such as the number 12, which always appears. Basic counting table things count number of digits. The words of QS 73, 3, 5, 5, letter QS 73, 3, 18, 9, Basmala, 4 words, 19 letters. 1. We will use this method for all the surahs. Now let's study Surah Al-Muzammil. 1. Surah Al-Muzammil. Surah Al-Muzammil is the 73rd chapter of the Quran. It has 20 verses and speaks of the night prayer called Tahajjud. We will focus on verse 3, which says, Nisfahu awi ankus minhu kalilan, meaning half of it or reduce it a little. This verse tells the Prophet Muhammad to recite half of the Quran at night or reduce it a little. 3.1 number counting. Let's count the numbers in verse 3. Translation. Lima, half of it or lessen a little. Letter, half of it or dua huruf decrease from it. Tiga huruf kalilan, 5 letters total, 18 letters total digits. 1 plus 8 equals 9 now. We add the Basmala, which is at the beginning of the surah. Basmala, 4 words, 19 letters total with Basmala words. 5 plus 4 equals 9 letters. 18 plus 19 equals 37. Total digits. 3 plus 7 equals 10. Then 1 plus 0 equals 1. The entire surah 73, verse 20 words, approximately 135 letters. Approximately 550 total digits, 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2 counting table things, count, number of digits. Verse 22, words of verse 3, 5, 5. Letter of verse 3, 18, 9, Basmala 19 letters. 1 total verses 3 plus Basmala 37 letters. 1 3.2 pattern 373. The pattern 373 comes from adding the number 3 of the surah, Surah 96, Al-Alaq, Surah 68, Al-Qalam, Surah 73, Al-Muzammil calculation, 96 plus 68 plus 73 equals 373. Pattern information. Factors. 373 can be divided by 3 and 79. Total digits. 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12, then 1 plus 2 equals 3. Verses in this surah. Surah 96, 19 verses Surah 68, 52 verses Surah 73. 20 verses total, 19 plus 52 plus 20 equals 91. Why is it special? The number 12, which is the sum of the digits 373, appears in many places. For example, 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. And this is related to the surah numbers, such as 2, 3, and 7, which also have special letters. 3.3 other numbers. We also look at other related numbers. 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. This equals the sum of the digits of 373. 23 plus 7 equals 30. This comes from Basmala, 19 letters, plus 4 letters from other verses, such as Kul and Huwa in Surah 112. So 19 plus 4 equals 23. Add 7 verses of Surah Al-Fatiha, so 30. Summary. Surah Al-Muzammil has neat numbers, such as 18 letters in verse 3 and 373 from the pattern. These numbers are related to other surahs and show that the Quran is very orderly. 1. Muqatta'at letters. Muqatta'at is a special letter at the beginning of some surahs, such as Nun, Sad, and Qaf. It is like a secret code that only Allah knows the full meaning of. We will examine 3 surahs that begin with this letter. Surahs 38, 50 and 68. 4.1 Surah count. Surah 38 Sad, starting with the letter Sad, S verse, 88 total digits, 3 plus 8 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2. Surah 50 Kaf, starting with the letter Kaf, Q verse, 45 total digits, 4 plus 5 equals 9. Surah 68 the Nun, starting with the letter Nun, N, verse 52 total digits, 6 plus 8 equals 14, then 1 plus 4 equals 5. Total of the 3 surahs. Surah number 38 plus 50 plus 68 equals 156. Sentence 88 plus 45 plus 52 equals 185 total digits, 156. 1 plus 5 plus 6 equals 12. Counting table surah, letter, verse, number of digits, chapter 38, Sad, 88, 2, chapter 50, Qaf, 45, 9, chapter 68, Nun, 52, 5, 185, 4. 2 letters in QS 73, 3 half of it or little s is the verse. Nun, Tiga, half of it subtract from it. Sad, 1 in NQS Qaf, Dua, indeed decrease a little. Total 3 plus 1 plus 2 equals 6 letters. Why is it important? These 6 letters indicate that verse 3 is related to Surah Muqatta'at. Surah 68, which has Nun, is part of the pattern 373, so there is a strong connection. Summary: the Muqatta'at letters in Surahs 38, 50 and 68 have neat numbers, such as 156 with a total of 12 digits, similar to the pattern of 373. 1. Surah case study. We will study 10 surahs to find numbers that are related to the pattern of 373, Muqatta'at, and other numbers such as 1729. 5.1 Surah Al-Ikhlas, QS 112. Surah Al-Ikhlas is the 112th surah with 4 verses. It speaks of the oneness of Allah. Count verse, forward, 15 letter, 47 total digits, 47. 4 plus 7 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2 by 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12, equal to the sum of the pattern digits of 373. Basmala, 19 letters plus 2 letters from Kul plus 2 letters from Huwa equals 23. Add 7 verses of Al-Fatiha to make 30. Other counts. The letters QS 73, 3, 18 plus QS 112, 47 equals 65. Total digits, 6 plus 5 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2. Example, the first word, Kul, has 2 letters. This is the same as 2 in the pattern of 2 plus 3 plus 7. This number indicates that Surah 112 is related to Surah 73. 5.2 Surah Ash-Shura, QS 42. Surah Ash-Shura is the 42nd surah with 53 verses. Verses 1 and 2 have special letters, Ha, Mim and Ain, Sin, Kaf. Verse count 1, 2, word, 2 letters. 5, Ha, Mim, Ain, Sin, Qaf. Number of digits, 5 by 2 times 3 times 7 equals 42. The number of the surah, 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. Equal to the sum of the digits, 373. Other counts, the 7 surahs with Hamim, surahs 40 to 46, have a total surah number of 301. Total digits, 3 plus 0 plus 1 equals 4. Example, the 5 letters in verses 1 and 2 are the same as the 5 words in QS 73, 3. This shows the relationship between the surahs. 5.3 Surah An-Naml, QS 27. Surah An-Naml is the 27th chapter with 93 verses. We focus on the 19th verse, the words Fatabasama, meaning he smiled. Count. Word, 1 letters, 5, Fa, Ta, Ba, Sin, Mim. Number of digits, 5 by Fatabasama can be divided. Fata, 2 letters, plus Basmi, 3 letters from Basmala. Surah 27 has 2 basmalas, each with 19 letters. Other counts, Surah number 27 plus 373 equals 364. Total digits, 3 plus 6 plus 4 equals 13, then 1 plus 3 equals 4. Example, the 5 letters for Ta Basama are the same as the 5 letters of the Muqatta'at QS 42, 1, 2, indicating a relationship. 5.4 Surah Ar-Rahman, QS 55. Surah Ar-Rahman is the 55th chapter with 78 verses. We will focus on verse 1, Ra-Manu, meaning the most merciful. Count, word, 1 letters, 6. Alif, Lam, Ra, Ha, Mim, number of digits, 6. By these 6 letters are related to the Muqatta'at letters such as Alif, Lam, Ra, and Ha, Mim. The number of digits 6 is the same as the 6 letters Muqatta'at in QS 73, 3. Other counts, Surah number 55 plus 68, Nun equals 123. Total digits, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. Example, the 6 letters in LRAW Manu show a relationship with special letters in other surahs. 5.5 Surah Al-Fatiha, QS1. Surah Al-Fatiha is the first chapter, has 7 verses. It is called the opening. Count, verse 7 word, 29. Letter, 139 total digits. 1 plus 3 plus 9 equals 13, then 1 plus 3 equals 4 by 7 verses support the pattern of 23 plus 7 equals 30. 29 words are related to the 29 Muqatta'at surahs. Other counts, Basmala has 19 letters corresponding to 1,729. Example, the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha equal 7 in the pattern of 2 plus 3 plus 7. 5.6 Surah Al-Mulk, QS 67. Surah Al-Mulk is the 67th surah, having 30 verses. Count verse 30 words, 337, letter, 131 total digits, 30. 3 plus 0 equals 3. By the number of the surah is 67. The sum of the digits is equal to 6 plus 7 equals 13. Then 1 plus 3 equals 4. Verse 30 plus surah number 67 equals 97. Other counts, the sum of the digits of 97 is equal to 9 plus 7 equals 16, then 1 plus 6 equals 7. Example, 30 verses relate to 30 in the pattern 23 plus 7, 5.7. The most beautiful names. Asmaul Husna are the 99 names of Allah. Count, name, 99 total digits. 9 plus 9 equals 18, then 1 plus 8 equals 9 by. 99 divided by 3 equals 33. 3 plus 3 equals 6, related to the 6 Muqatta'at letters of QS 73. 3. Other counts, 99 plus 1, Allah, equals 100. Total digits, 1 plus 0 equals 1. Example, 6 of 33 shows a connection with QS 73. 3. 5.8 Surah Al-Kahfi, QS 18. Surah Al-Kahf is the 18th surah, having 110 verses. Count verse 110 words, approximately 187 total digits, 110. 1 plus 1 plus 0 equals 2 by surah number 18. The sum of the digits is equal to 1 plus 8 equals 9. 18 plus 110 equals 128. Other counts, the sum of the digits of 128 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 8 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2. Example, 9 out of 18 relates to 9 from QS 73. 3. 5.9 Surah Al-Baqarah, QS 2. New Surah Al-Baqarah is the second chapter, having 286 verses. Count, verse. 286 words, approximately 6,155 letters, approximately 25,500 total digits, 286. 2 plus 8 plus 6 equals 16, then 1 plus 6 equals 7 by. The number 2 is a fraction of 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12, 286 verses. The number 7 relates to the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha. Other counts, surah number 2 plus 373 equals 375. Total digits, 3 plus 7 plus 5 equals 15, then 1 plus 5 equals 6. Example 2 from the surah number is related to 2 in the pattern 373. 5.10 Surah Yasin, QS 36. New Surah Yasin is the 36th surah, having 83 verses. Count, verse, 83 words, approximately 770 letters, approximately 3,000 total digits, 83. 8 plus 3 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2 by surah number 36. The sum of the digits equals 3 plus 6 equals 9. 83 verses relate to the 93 verses of surah 27. Other counts, 36 plus 373 equals 409. Total digits, 4 plus 0 plus 9 equals 13, then 1 plus 3 equals 4. Example, 9 out of 36 relates to 9 from QS 73.3. Case study summary table, surah name verse words, letter, number of digits, QS 112, 415, 47, 2 QS 42, 1, 2, 2, 5, 5 QS 27, 19, 155 QS 55, 1, 1 more QS 17, 29, 139, 4 QS 67, 33, 137, 131, 3 Asmaul Husna 99, 9 QS 18, 110, 187. 2 QS 2, 286, 6,155, 7 QS 3683, 770, 2, 1. Discussion. We have counted many numbers in the Quran and found interesting patterns. Let's see what we have learned. 6.1 important numbers. QS 73, 3, 5 words, 18 letters, 37 with Basmala. This number is neat and round. Pattern 373. The sum of the digits 12 equals 2 plus 3 plus 7. This appears in other surahs, such as Surah 112. Muqatta'at, surahs 38, 50 and 68 have a total surah number of 156, also with a total digit of 12. Example, 18 letters in QS 73, 3 equal 18 of the total digits of Asma'ul Husna, 9 plus 9. This shows that the numbers of the Quran are related to each other. 6.2, number 1729. The number 1729 comes from 7 times 13 times 19. It is special because 7 verses of Surah Al-Fatiha, 19 letters of Basmala. 13, the 13th Surah, Arad, has the letter Muqatta'at. For example, 19 letters of the Basmala are in every surah we study, such as Surah 27, which has 2 Basmalas. This shows that the number 19 is very important. 6.3 other patterns. 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12 appears in QS 42, QS 112, and the pattern 373. 23 plus 7 equals 30 appears in QS 1 and QS 112, related to Surah 30th, Ar-Rum. Example 12 of the pattern 373 is equal to 12 of the sum of the digits 156, Muqatta'at of the surah. This is not a coincidence, it is the design of the Quran. 6.4 we are not sure why numbers like 337 and 733 appear. It may refer to Surah 73, but we need to do more calculations to be sure. The letters Nun, Sad and Qaf in QS 73-3 are not real Muqatta'at, but we consider them to be because they are the same as the letters in Surahs 38, 50 and 68. What we learned. The numbers in the Quran are very regular. Each number, such as 18 or 7, appears in a different place, like a chain connecting the surahs. This shows that the Quran is a very special book. 1. Conclusion. We have studied the numbers in Surah Al-Muzammil, verse 3, and found 5 words and 18 letters. With Basmala, the total is 37 letters. The pattern 373 from Surahs 96, 68 and 73 has a total of 12 digits. The special letters Nun, Sad and Qaf in Surahs 38, 50 and 68 have a total surah number of 156, also with a total of 12 digits. We also study the 10 surahs and the Asma'ul Husna and find numbers such as 7, 19 and 12 appearing many times. The number 1729 from 7 times 13 times 19 is related to the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha and the 19 letters of Basmala. The pattern of 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12 and 23 plus 7 equals 30 shows that the Quran is full of the wonders of numbers. This study proves the mathematical ijaz, which is the miracle of the Quranic numbers. We suggest studying other surahs, such as surahs with the letter Muqatta'at, to find more patterns. Wallahu alam bisawab. Case study description. To make the Quranic number story easier to understand, let's look at 3 miraculous surahs. Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Kawthar, and Surah Al-Ikhlas. We will count the verses, words and letters in these surahs like counting the beads in a rosary. Each surah shows numbers that correspond to the patterns of 373 and 1729. Let's get started. Surah Al-Fatiha, QS 1. Surah Al-Fatiha is the first surah called the opening because it is like the entrance to the Quran. Let's count the numbers. This surah has 7 verses, including Basmala, which is Bismi Alawai Ul-Rahmani Ul-Rawimi. If we count the words, there are 29 words. If we count the letters, excluding punctuation marks like Fatha, there are 139 letters. Now, let's try to count the small numbers from 139. 1 plus 3 plus 9 is 13, then 1 plus 3 is 4. So the number count is 4. These numbers are special. 7 verses equals 7 in 1729 because this number comes from 7 times 13 times 19. The Basmala in Surah Al-Fatiha has 19 letters, and this 19 is also in 1729. Interestingly, 29 words equal the number of surahs that have special letters called Muqatta'at, which are 29 surahs. 7 verses also appear in the pattern of 23 plus 7 equals 30, which we will find in other surahs. And the 19 letters of the Basmala relate to the pattern of 373 because Surah 96, Al-Alaq, has 19 verses. Like beautifully arranged rosary beads, these numbers show that the Quran is very organized. Surah Al-Kawthar, QS 108. Surah Al-Kawthar is the 108th surah, the shortest surah with only 3 verses. It tells about the blessings of Allah to Prophet Muhammad. Let's count the number. This surah has 3 verses, 10 words, and 42 letters, not including punctuation. If we count the small numbers from 42, 4 plus 2 is 6. So the count is 6. These numbers have a secret. 3 verses are related to 3 in the pattern of 373, because 373 can be divided by 3. 10 words, if we consider small numbers, 1 plus 0 becomes 1. But the most interesting thing is, 6 of the 42 letters are the same as 6 special letters in Surah 73 verse 3, namely 3 nun, 1 sad, and 2 qaf. It is as if Allah has placed a small sign that connects this short surah with the big pattern of 373. For example, the first verse in Awa Atainaka al-Kawthara has 3 words, and these 3 are the same as the 3 letters Nun in Surah 73 verse 3. These numbers are like the threads that tie the surahs of the Quran. Surah Al-Ikhlas, QS 112. Surah Al-Ikhlas is the 112th surah. It has 4 verses. It tells about the one God. Let's count the number. This surah has 4 verses, 15 words, and 47 letters, not including punctuation. If we count the small numbers from 47, 4 plus 7 becomes 11, then 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So the count is 2. These numbers are full of magic. 4 verses equal 4 words in Basmala. Even more amazing, if we count the Basmala, which has 19 letters, add the word Kul, which has 2 letters, add the word Huwa, which is also 2 letters, we get 19 plus 2 plus 2 equals 23. If we add the 7 verses of Surah Al-Fatiha, 23 plus 7 equals 30. This pattern of 23 plus 7 equals 30 appears in Surah Al-Fatiha and Al-Ikhlas and is related to the pattern of 373. Also, if we add 18 letters from Surah 73 verse 3 to the 47 letters of Surah Al-Ikhlas, we get 65. Count the small numbers, 6 plus 5 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2, the same as the number count of Surah Al-Ikhlas. A small example, the first word, Kul, has 2 letters, and this 2 equals 2 in the pattern of 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. Like the patterns in songket cloth, these numbers connect Surah Al-Ikhlas with the larger pattern of the Quran. What do we learn? These 3 surahs, Al-Fatiha, Al-Kawthar, and Al-Ikhlas, show that the numbers in the Quran are not random. The 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, the 3 verses of Al-Kawthar, and the 4 verses of Al-Ikhlas all relate to large numbers such as 373 and 1729. The 19 letters of Basmala, the 6 special letters, and the pattern of 23 plus 7 equal 30 different signs that Allah has placed for us to look for. This proves that the Quran is full of the wonders of beautifully arranged numbers. Chapter 1. Introduction. The miracle of Quranic numbers, the secret of sacred numbers. The Quran is a miraculous holy gift. Its verses are not only beautiful and full of wisdom, but the numbers in them are arranged neatly, like the threads of a songket forming a perfect pattern. Allah says, "We have created everything in measure," at QS 54:49. These numbers are part of that measure, showing that the Quran comes from Allah. We call this miracle ijaz mathematic, the amazing secret of the Quran's numbers. Imagine the Quran as a beautiful number puzzle. Every chapter, verse, word, and letter has its own number. If we count carefully, these numbers are always linked, like the neatly arranged beads of a prayer beads. For example, there is a special pattern called the 373 pattern. It comes from adding the number 3 of the chapters, Surah 96, Al-Alaq Surah 68, Al-Qalam Surah 73, Al-Muzammil 96 plus 68 plus 73 equals 373. If we consider the smaller numbers, 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. This 12 appears in many places in the Quran, like a secret key that connects the surahs. This book will take you on a journey to discover the magic of Quranic numbers. We will focus on Surah Al-Muzammil, verse 3, which is Nisfahu awi ankus minhu kalilan, which means read half of the Quran at night or reduce it a little. This verse is short, but it has an interesting number, 5 words and 18 letters. These numbers will connect us to another surah. We will also study special letters called muqatta'at, such as Nun, Sad, and Kaf. These letters appear at the beginning of surahs, such as surahs 38, 50, and 68. Their full meaning is known only to Allah, but the numbers show a neat pattern. For example, we will see 6 letters in verse 3 of Surah 73, 3 nun, 1 sad, 2 kif, which seem to be related to these special letters, even though they are not actual muqatta'at. There is another big number, 1729, which comes from 7 times 13 times 19. This number is special because 19 appears in the Basmala, Bismi Allahil Rahmani Rawimi, which has 19 letters. 7 also appears in many patterns, such as the 7 verses of Surah Al-Fatiha. Why are numbers important? Numbers in the Quran are like secret signs from Allah. In QS 482, Allah says that if the Quran were not from Him, there would be many mistakes, but these numbers show that the Quran is very perfect, like a clock that never makes a mistake. For example, the pattern of 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12 and 23 plus 7 equals 30 appears in many surahs, like threads that connect a clock. What is our goal? This book aims to show the magic of the Quranic numbers in an easy-to-understand way. We will count the numbers in Surah Al-Muzammil verse 3 like words and letters. Explain the pattern of 373 and other numbers such as 12 and 30. Look at the special letters in surahs 38, 50, and 68. Find the same number in other surahs like Al-Fatiha and Al-Ikhlas. Prove that the Quran is full of beautifully arranged numbers. What's in this book? This book has 7 chapters. Chapter 1, Introduction, introduce the numbers of the Quran. Chapter 2, How to count numbers, teach counting sentences, words and letters. Chapter 3, Surah Al-Muzammil, count verse number 3 and pattern 373. Chapter 4, special letters, study nun, sad and qaf. Chapter 5, other surahs, see the 10 surahs and Asmaul Husna. Chapter 6, what we learned, discuss why this number is important. Chapter 7. Conclusion, summary of all findings. Who can read this book? This book is for everyone who loves the Quran and wants to know its secrets. You don't need to be a math expert. If you are a student, teacher, or just want to learn, this book uses easy language, like a friend's story. We will use examples like counting rosary beads so that everyone understands. Easy example. Imagine you are counting the beads in a prayer beads. Each bead is a word or letter in the Quran. When you count, you find a number like 18 or 7, and this number is in another surah. It's like Allah has put a secret stamp for us to find. Case study description. To make the number story clearer, let's look at 3 surahs, Al-Fatiha, Al-Kawthar, and Al-Ikhlas. We count the verses, words, and letters like counting the beads of a prayer bead. Each surah shows numbers that relate to the patterns of 373 and 1729. Surah Al-Fatiha, QS1. Surah Al-Fatiha is the first surah called the opening, like the entrance to the Quran. It has 7 verses, including Basmala. We count, there are 29 words and 139 letters, not including punctuation. If we count the small numbers from 139, 1 plus 3 plus 9 is 13, then 1 plus 3 is 4. So the count is 4. This number is special. 7 verses equals 7 in 1729. Which is 7 times 13 times 19. Basmala has 19 letters, which is 19 in 1729. 29 words equals the number of surahs that have special letters, which is 29 surahs. 7 verses also occur in the pattern of 23 plus 7 equals 30, which occurs in other surahs. The 19 letters of Basmala are related to the pattern of 373 because Surah 96, Al-Alaq, has 19 verses. These numbers are like beautiful songket patterns. Surah Al-Kawthar, QS 108. Surah Al-Kawthar is the 108th surah, the shortest surah with 3 verses. It narrates the blessings of Allah to the Prophet Muhammad. We count 3 verses, 10 words, and 42 letters, not including punctuation. Count the small numbers from 42. 4 plus 2 is 6, so the count is 6. 3 verses are related to 3 in the pattern of 373, because 373 can be divided into 3. 6 of the 42 letters are the same as the 6 letters in Surah 73, verse 3. Namely 3 nun, 1 sad, and 2 qaf. These are like small signs that connect this short surah to the big pattern. For example, The first verse, Inawa Atainaka al-Kawthara, has 3 words, the same as the 3 letters Nun in Surah 73 verse 3. These numbers are like threads that tie the surahs together. Surah al-Ikhlas, QS 112. Surah al-Ikhlas is the 112th surah. It has 4 verses narrated by the one God. We count 4 verses, 15 words and 47 letters, not including punctuation. Count the small numbers from 47, 4 plus 7 is 11, then 1 plus 1 is 2. So, the count is 2. 4 verses equal the 4 words Basmala. If we count Basmala, 19 letters. Add Kul, 2 letters. Add Huwa, 2 letters. We get 19 plus 2 plus 2 equals 23. Add the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, 23 plus 7 equals 30. This pattern of 23 plus 7 equals 30 is found in Al-Fatiha and Al-Ikhlas, related to the pattern of 373. The 18 letters of Surah 73 verse 3, plus the 47 letters of Surah Al-Ikhlas equals 65. Count the small numbers, 6 plus 5 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2 equals the number count of Surah Al-Ikhlas. The first word, Kul, has 2 letters equals 2 in the pattern of 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. These numbers are like beads that connect the surahs. What we learned, Surah Al-Fatiha, Al-Kawthar and Al-Ikhlas, show that the Quran's numbers are not random. 7 verses, 3 verses and 4 verses, along with the 19 letters of Basmala and 6 special letters, all relate to the pattern of 373 and 1729. It's like God has placed a sign for us to admire. How we study numbers. We use the standard Quran Mushaf Uthmani like a regular Quran book. We count whole numbers like 5 or 18 without gematria, which is the method of converting letters into numbers. We support it with Quranic verses like QS 1587, which talks about the number 7. Why is the Quran special? The Quran is full of secret numbers that show the greatness of Allah. These numbers prove that the Quran is orderly and perfect. This book will show you more examples from Surah Al-Muzammil to other surahs such as Al-Baqarah and Yasin. What's next? In chapter 2 we will learn how to count the numbers of the Quran easily. We will count verses, words and letters, just like counting coins. Other chapters will study Surah Al-Muzammil, special letters and other surahs until we understand how powerful the numbers of the Quran are. Summary of this chapter. This chapter introduces the wonders of Quranic numbers, such as the pattern of 373 special letters and 1729. We look at 3 surahs, Al-Fatiha, Al-Kawthar and Al-Ikhlas, that show neat numbers, such as 7, 19 and 23. This book wants to make you amazed by the Quran and understand its numbers. Let's continue this journey. Wallahu alam bisawab. Chapter 2. How to count numbers in the Quran. The Quran is full of numbers arranged beautifully, like neatly arranged prayer beads. To find these numbers, we need to know how to count them correctly. This chapter will teach you how to count verses, words and letters in the Quran, like counting coins in a wallet. We will use the standard Quran called Mushaf Uthmani, which is the Quran book you usually read. You don't need to be an expert, just follow the easy steps that we explain one by one. Let's get started. What do we think? In the Quran, we count 3 main things: verses, words and letters. Think of it like counting items in a basket. Each item has its own way. We also count Basmala, which is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, which is at the beginning of most surahs. Sometimes we count small numbers like folding a cloth until it becomes a single number. This is called counting numbers. Let's look at what each one means. Verse is a line in a surah, like a verse in a poem. For example, Surah Al-Fatiha has 7 verses. We count the number of verses in a surah, like Surah 73. Al-Muzammil has 20 verses. Words are words in a verse. We count each word, but do not include punctuation marks like Fatha or Kasra. For example, in the verse Nisfahu awi anquis minhu kalilan from Surah 73 verse 3, there are 5 words, letters. Letters are the Arabic alphabet, such as Alif, Ba or Nun, without punctuation marks such as Sukun or Siyada. For example, the word nisfahu has 4 letters: nun, sad, fa, ha, basmala. Basmala is at the beginning of every surah except Surah 9. It has 4 words and 19 letters. We consider it to be included in a verse or a surah. Number counting: sometimes we take a big number like 18 and count the smaller numbers. 1 plus 8 makes 9. This helps us find patterns like the patterns in songket cloth. How to calculate step by step now. We learn how to count like following a cooking recipe. We use the mushaf utmani so that the count is the same for everyone. Follow these steps. Step 1. Select verse or surah. Select what you want to count. For example, we choose verse 3 from Surah 73, Nisfahu awi ankos minhu kalilan, or verse 1 from Surah 1, which is basmala. If you want to count the entire surah, like Surah 108, Al-Kawthar, count all the verses. Step 2, count the verses, open the surah and count how many verses there are. Each verse has a small number on the side in the Mushaf Utmani. Example, Surah 1 Al-Fatiha, 7 verses. Surah 108 Al-Kawthar, 3 verses. Surah 73 Al-Muzammil, 20 verses. Step 3, count the words. Look at the sentence and count each word. Words are words that stand alone, not including punctuation. Write a list for easy reference. Example, half of it or reduce it a little, QS 73.3, meaning half of it or decrease from him. A little jumla, lima perkatan, in basmala, in the name of the most gracious, the most merciful, QS 1.1. There are 4 words. Step 4, count the letters, count the Arabic letters in each word, but do not count punctuation marks like fatha, kasra, or siada. Write the letters one by one. Example, for nisfahu, the letters are nun, sad, fa, ha. Total, 4 letters. For a verse, add half of it or reduce it a little. Half of it. Nun, sad, fa, ha equals sign. Empat huruf, awi, alif, waw equals sign. 2 letters incomplete. Alif, nun, kaf, sad equals sign. 4 letters from mim, nun, ha equals sign. 3 letters kalilan, kaf, lam, ya, lam. Alif equals sign. 5 letters total. 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 5 equals 18 letters. For basmala, 19 letters. Step 5, count basmala if necessary. If a verse or surah has basmala, count it as the first verse or add a count. Example, basmala, 4 words, 19 letters. For QS 73, 3 with basmala. Words, 5 plus 4 equals 9. Letters, 18 plus 19 equals 37. Step 6, count small numbers, number counting. Take a large number like 18 and add the digits. If you get 2 digits, add more. Example, 18 letters, QS 73, 3. 1 plus 8 equals 9, 37 letters, QS 73, 3 plus basmala, 3 plus 7 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. Calculation example. Let's try counting 3 verses from different surahs to understand better. We will count them like counting fruits in a basket, one by one, slowly. Verse 1, Surah Al-Muzammil, verses 73, 3, QS 73, 3 verses in this verse, half of it or a little less. Verse, this is verse 3, so it's 1 verse. Words, we list half of it or decrease from him a little jumla, lima perkatan. Letters, we count each word, half of it, nun, sad, fe, ha, equals sign, empat huruf, awi, alif, waw equals sign, 2 letters incomplete, alif, nun, ka, sad equals sign, 4 letters from mim, nun, ha equals sign, 3 letters, kalilan, kyaf, lam, ya, lam, alif equals sign, 5 letters total, 18 letters. Basmala. If you add basmala, 4 words and 19 letters. So words, 5 plus 4 equals 9. Letters, 18 plus 19 equals 37. Number count, 18, 1 plus 8 equals 9. 37, 3 plus 7 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. Example 2, Surah Al-Fatiha, verse 1, QS 1:1. This verse is basmala, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. We think sentence, 1 sentence. Words, 4 words. Letters, 19 letters. Number counting, 19. 9 plus 1 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. Example 3, Surah Al-Kawthar, verse 1, QS 108:1. This verse is Inawa, Atainaka al-Kawthara. We think sentence, 1 sentence. Words, 3 words. We gave you Al-Kawthar letter. This is Alif nun nun equals sign, 3 letters we have given you. Alif ain ta ya nun kaf equals sign enam huruf al-Kawthara. Alif lam kaf tha ra equals sign, 5 letters total. 3 plus 6 plus 5 equals 14 letters. Number counting, 14, 1 plus 4 equals 5. Things to remember to ensure correct calculations. Follow these rules, just like following signs when driving. Use the Mushaf Uthmani because this is the standard Quran. Don't count punctuation marks like Fatha, Kasra or Siada because they are not letters. Basmala is counted if it is the first verse or if we count the entire surah, but it is not counted in Surah 9. The numbers have to be round, like 5 or 18. We don't use gematria, which is converting letters into numbers. When calculating small numbers, make sure to get to one digit. Example, 65 is 6 plus 5 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2. Double check, like counting money before paying, so you don't make a mistake. Common mistakes. Sometimes we make mistakes, like forgetting a prayer bead. Here are some common mistakes and how to avoid them. Count punctuation. Do not count fada or siada as letters. Example, in nisfahu, siada in saad is not counted. Only count nun, sad, fe, ha, forgetting basmala. When counting surahs, make sure to count basmala except for surah 9. Example, surah 1 counts basmala as verse 1. Miscalculating letters. Sometimes we miss letters like the lowercase alif. Write the letters one by one so we don't forget. Wrong number counting. When counting small numbers, make sure to add up to one digit. Example, 37. So 3 plus 7 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. What do we learn? This chapter teaches you how to count numbers in the Quran easily, like counting mangoes in a basket. We count verses, words and letters using the Mushaf Uthmani and sometimes count small numbers to find patterns. Examples like Surah 73 verse 3 shows 18 letters and Surah 108 verse 1 has 14 letters. This pattern will help us understand the miracle of Quranic numbers in the following chapters. If you think this method could be easier, we can change it later. For now, try counting your favorite verses and see what number you find. In chapter 3, we will use this method to study Surah Al-Muzammil in more depth. Wallahu alam bisawab. Chapter 3, Surah Al-Muzammil, revealing the number pattern. Surah Al-Muzammil, the 73rd chapter of the Quran, is a little gem full of numerical wonders. It has 20 verses and tells the story of the night prayer called Tahajjud, which the Prophet Muhammad performed to draw closer to Allah. In this chapter, we will examine verse 3, which is Nisfahu, awi anquas minhu kalilan, which means recite half of the Quran at night, or reduce it a little. This verse is short, but the numbers, like the beads of a prayer beads, show a beautiful pattern relating to the pattern of 373 and other numbers such as 1729. We will use the counting method from chapter 2, which is counting verses, words and letters with the Mushaf Uthmani, like counting fruit in a basket. We will also see how Surah 73 connects to other surahs like Surahs 96 and 68 through the pattern of 373. Let's begin this journey like weaving a songket with number threads. Numbers in verse 3. We start with verse 3 of Surah 73. We think of them as coins one by one. Verse counting 3 verses is one verse. It's easy, like counting one rosary bead. Word count, we list the words in this sentence. Half of it or decrease from him Kalailan, the number. 5 words. 5 is like 5 fingers, a small but important number. Counting letters. Now we count Arabic letters without punctuation marks like fatha or siada. Half of it, nun, sad, fe, ha equal sign, impact huruf. Awi, alif, waw equal sign. 2 letters incomplete, alif, nun, qaf, sad equal sign. 4 letters from mim, nun, ha equal sign. 3 letters, kalilan, qaf, lam, ya, lam, alif equal sign. 5 letters total. 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 5 equals 18 letters. Small number count. We take 18 and count the small numbers. 1 plus 8 equals 9, so the number count for 18 letters is 9. Calculation with basmala. We're at basmala, bismi, elawai, raumani, rawimi, which is at the beginning of Surah 73. Basmala. 4 words, 19 letters, total words. 5 plus 4 equals 9 words, number of letters. 18 plus 19 equals 37 letters. Small number counting for 37. 3 plus 7 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. So verse 3 has 5 words, 18 letters, and a count of 9. With basmala, we get 9 words, 37 letters, and a count of 1. These numbers are like secret signs that we will connect later. Numbers in the entire surah. We also count the numbers for the entire 73 surahs to make it more complete, like counting all the beads in a rosary. Verse count Surah 73 has 20 verses. We count small numbers. 2 plus 0 equals 2. Word count. If we count all the words in the surah, including basmala, we get approximately 135 words. Count small numbers. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. Letter count for letters. Without punctuation, we get approximately 550 letters. Count small numbers. 5 plus 0 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. So the entire 73 surah has 20 verses, count number 2, 135 words, count number 9, and 550 letters, count number 1. These numbers will help us find the big pattern. Pattern 373. The pattern of 373 is the main star of this chapter. It comes from adding the number 3 of the surah, Surah 96, Al-Alaq Surah 68, Al-Qalam Surah 73, Al-Muzammil 96 plus 68 plus 73 equals 373. Pattern information, small number. Counting, for 373 we calculate 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12, then 1 plus 2 equals 3. Factor, 373 can be divided by 3 times 79, showing that this number is even. Verse of the surah, Surah 96, 19 versus Surah 68, 52 versus Surah 73, 20 verses total, 19 plus 52 plus 20 equals 91 verses. Calculate small numbers. 9 plus 1 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. Other patterns, 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12, the same as the initial number count of 373 before it became 3. 23 plus 7 equals 30. This appears if we count basmala, 90 letters plus 4 other letters, then add the 7 verses of Surah 1, Al-Fatiha. Example of relationship, the 18 letters in verse 3, QS 73.3, have a count of 9, the same as the count of 135 words in the entire 73 surah. The 19 verses of Surah 96 are related to the 19 letters of basmala, like songket threads connecting 373 patterns. This pattern of 373 is like a map that takes us to another surah, showing the Quran full of organized numbers. Special letters in verse 3. In verse 3, Nisfahu awi inquest minhu kalilan, there is a letter that is the same as a special letter mukata'at, like Nun, Sad, and Qaf, which are at the beginning of surahs 38, 50, and 68. We consider this letter even though it is not a real mukata'at because it seems related. Letter count. Nun, 3 letters. 1 in Nisfahu, 1 in NQS, 1 in Minhu. Sad, 1 letter in Nisfahu. Qaf, 2 letters, 1 in NQS, 1 in Qalilan. Total, 3 plus 1 plus 2 equals 6 letters. These 6 letters are interesting because Surah 68, Al-Kalam, has the special letter Nun, and it is part of the pattern of 373. These 6 also appear in other counts, such as the 6 letters in verse 1 of Surah 55, Al-Ra Yumanu, which we will study in chapter 5. Relationship with other numbers. Surah 73 also deals with the large number, 1729, which comes from 7 times 13 times 19. For example, 7 appears in 7 verses of Surah 1, Al-Fatiha, and is associated with the pattern of 1729. The 19 letters of Basmala are equal to the 19 verses of Surah 96, part of the pattern of 373. We also see the pattern of 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12, which appears in the calculation of the number 373. The pattern of 23 plus 7 equals 30 is found in the calculation of Basmala, 19 plus 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, like the sign that connects the surahs. What do we learn? Surah 73 is like a little treasure chest full of magical numbers. Verse 3 with 5 words and 18 letters shows a neat pattern that connects to the pattern of 373. The entire surah, with 20 verses and 135 words, also has related numbers like 9 and 1. 6 letters in verse 3, like Nun, Sad, and Qaf, look like little signs that connect to special letters. The pattern of 373 from surahs 96, 68, and 73 is like a bridge that takes us to other numbers, such as 1729 and 12. This shows that the Quran is full of numbers that are organized like stars in the sky that have their own place. In the next chapter, we will study the special letters, Mukata'at, in surahs 38, 50, and 68, to find more number secrets. If there is a way to make this calculation easier, we can change it later. For now, try calculating the numbers in Surah 73 yourself and see what you find. Wallahu alam bisawab. Chapter 4, Special Letters. The secret of Mukata'at. In the Quran, There are special letters called muqatta'at. These are letters like nun, sad, and qaf that appear at the beginning of certain surahs, like secret signs that only Allah knows their full meaning. Think of the muqatta'at as special beads in the Quranic prayer beads, which amaze us with their numerical patterns. In this chapter, we will study these letters in 3 surahs. Surah 38, Sad, Surah 50, Qaf, and Surah 68, Al-Qalam. We will count the numbers, like counting songket threads, and look for connections to the patterns of 373 and 1729. We will use the calculation method from chapter 2 with the Mushaf Uthmani to count verses, words, and letters. We will also see how this muqatta'at relates to Surah 73 from chapter 3, where we find 6 letters, 3 nun, 1 sad, 2 kaf in verse 3. Although the letters are not actual muqatta'at, the numbers show an interesting pattern. Let's get started, like opening a treasure chest of numbers. What is muqatta'at? Muqatta'at are Arabic letters that appear at the beginning of 29 surahs, such as Alif Lam Mim or Nun. There are 14 muqatta'at letters in total, such as Alif, Ha, Ra, and Nun. Every surah that has muqatta'at begins with this letter as the first verse. For example, S in Surah 38, verse 1. The meaning is secret, but the numbers, like the number of letters or verses, show that the Quran is neatly arranged. We will focus on 3 surahs. The 38th surah, Sad, begins with SS, Sad. Surah 50, Qaf, begins with Q, Kaf. Surah 68, Al-Qalam, begins with En, Nun. These 3 surahs are related to the pattern of 373 because surahs 68 and 73 are part of that pattern. 96 plus 68 plus 73 equals 373. Numbers in the muqatta'at surah. We count the number for the first verse of each surah, which is the muqatta'at itself, and also the number for the entire surah, like counting beads one by one. Surah 38, Sad, verse 1 is S, the letter Sad. We calculate sentence, 1 sentence, word, 1 word, because S is counted as 1 word. Letter, 1 letter, Sad. Small number, count 1 letter. So the number count is 1 for the entire 38th surah. Verse, 88 verses, count small numbers. 8 plus 8 equals 16, then 6 plus 1 equals 7. Words, approximately 735 words, count small numbers. 7 plus 3 plus 5 equals 15, then 1 plus 5 equals 6. Letters, approximately 3,000 letters, calculate small numbers. 3 plus 0 equals 3. Surah 50, QF. Verse 1 is Q, the letter Qaf. We calculate sentence, 1 sentence. Word, 1 word, letter, 1 letter, Qaf. Small number count, 1 letter, so the number count is 1 for the entire 50 surahs. Verse, 45 verses, count small numbers. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Words, approximately 373 words. Count small numbers. 3 plus 7 plus 3 equals 13, then 1 plus 3 equals 4. Letters, approximately 1,500 letters. Calculate small numbers. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Surah 68, Al-Qalam. Verse 1 is N, the letter Nun. We calculate the sentence, 1 sentence, word, 1 word, letter, 1 letter, Nun. Small number count, 1 letter, so the number count is 1. For the entire 68th surah, verses 52 verses, count small numbers. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Words, approximately 300 words, count small numbers. 3 plus 0 equals 3. Letters, approximately 1,200 letters. Calculate small numbers. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So each muqatta'at has 1 letter, 1 word, and 1 verse with a count of 1. But the numbers for the entire surah show other patterns like 7, 6, and 3, which we will relate to the larger pattern, relation to the 373 pattern. The pattern of 373 from surahs 96, 68, and 73 is like a bridge connecting the muqatta'at. Surah 68 is in this pattern, so let's examine how the muqatta'at are connected. Surah number surahs 38, 50, and 68. If you count the sum, 38 plus 50 plus 68 equals 156. Count the small numbers. 1 plus 5 plus 6 equals 12, then 1 plus 2 equals 3, equaling the final count of the pattern, 373. Number of verses, Surah 38, 88 versus Surah 50, 45 versus Surah 68, 52 versus total, 88 plus 45 plus 52 equals 185. Calculate small numbers. 1 plus 8 plus 5 equals 14, then 1 plus 4 equals 5. Other patterns, 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12, appearing in the number 156, the Muqatta'at surahs. 23 plus 7 equals 30. This is if we count Basmala, 19 letters plus 4 other letters, then add the 7 verses of Surah 1, Al-Fatiha. Example of relationship, Surah 68 has 52 verses, counting number 7, equal to 7 in 1729, 7 times 13 times 19. The 373 words of Surah 50 are the same as the 373 patterns, like a secret sign that connects this surah. Related to 729, the number 1729 from 7 times 13 times 19 appears in Muqatta'at. For example, 19 letters of Basmala are in every Muqatta'at surah except Surah 9. 7 appears in the verse number count of Surah 38, 88 becomes 7, and Surah 68, 52 becomes 7. We also count the Muqatta'at letters in the surah. Sad in Surah 38 appears about 83 times. Count small numbers. 8 plus 3 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2. Shwaf in Surah 50 appears about 57 times. Count small numbers. 5 plus 7 equals 12, then 1 plus 2 equals 3. None in Surah 68 appears approximately 133 times. Count small numbers. 1 plus 3 equals 7. The numbers 2, 3 and 7 are related to 1729, like the threads that connect the Songket pattern. Even and odd in Muqatta'at, we also look at even and odd numbers like counting pairs or singles. Muqatta'at is in 29 surahs, odd numbers showing uniqueness like a special identity. Example, Surah 38, 88 verses, even, but the number 7 odd. Surah 50, 45 verses, odd, count number 9, odd. Surah 68, 52 verses, even, count number 7, odd. This even and odd pattern is like harmony and challenge in life, showing that the Quran is full of balance, as we discussed in the even and odd concept paper. What do we learn? The special letters Muqatta'at are like secret signs full of magical numbers. In Surahs 38, 50 and 68, we find Sad, Qaf and Nun, each a letter, a word, a verse. The entire surah shows numbers like 7, 6 and 3, which correspond to the patterns of 373 and 1729. The number of surahs, 156, and verses 185 also have patterns such as 12 and 5. The 6 letters of Surah 73 verse 3 seem to remind us of Muqatta'at, although they are not the same. The even and odd patterns, like the 29 Muqatta'at surahs, show that the Quran is full of harmony. It is like a Songket weave where each thread has its place. In chapter 5, we will study 10 other surahs and Asmaul Husna to find more magic numbers. If there is a way to make this calculation easier, we can change it later. Try counting the Muqatta'at letters in your favorite surah and see what you find. Wallahu alam bisawab. Chapter 5. Other surahs and Asmaul Husna. Extensive number patterns. The Quran is like a giant songket, with each chapter and verse as a thread that forms a beautiful number pattern. In this chapter we will study 10 other chapters: Al-Baqarah, Al-Imran, An-Nisa, Yasin, Ar-Rahman, Al-Waqiyah, Al-Mulk, Al-Haqqa, Al-Ma'arij, and An-Naba, as well as the Asmaul Husna, the 99 names of Allah. We will count the verses, words and letters like counting rosary beads to find the connection to the patterns of 373, 1729 and other patterns such as 12 and 30. We will use the counting method from chapter 2 with the Mushaf Uthmani to make sure the numbers are accurate. Let's get started, like diving into a sea of magical numbers. Numbers in the 10 surahs, we choose 10 different surahs, from long ones like Al-Baqarah to short ones like An-Naba. We count the numbers for each surah, focusing on verses, words and letters, and looking for patterns like even and odd. Surah Al-Baqarah, QS2. The second surah, Al-Baqarah, has a special Muqatta'at letter, Alif Lam Mim, in the first verse. We consider verses 286 verses. Count small numbers. 2 plus 8 plus 6 equals 16. Then 6 plus 1 equals 7. Words, approximately 6,100 words. Count small numbers. 6 plus 1 equals 7. Letters, approximately 25,500 letters. Calculate small numbers. 2 plus 5 equals 12. Then 1 plus 2 equals 3. Pattern 7 appears in the count of sentences and words relating to 1,729. 7 times 13 times 19. Surah Al-Imran, QS3. The third Surah, Al-Imran, also has a muqatta'at, alif, lam, mim, we think, verses, 200 verses even. Count small numbers, 2 plus 0 equals 2 words, approximately 3,500 words. Count small numbers, 3 plus 5 equals 8 letters, approximately 14,000 letters. Calculate small numbers, 1 plus 4 equals 5. Pattern, 2 related to 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. Surah An-Nisa, QS4. The fourth Surah, An-Nisa, has no muqatta'at. We consider verses 176 verses even. Calculate small numbers, 1 plus 7 plus 6 equals 14, then 1 plus 4 equals 5. Words, approximately 3,700 words. Count small numbers, 3 plus 7 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. Letters, approximately 16,000 letters. Calculate small numbers, 1 plus 6 equals 7. Pattern 7 appears in the letter count, related to pattern 1729. Surah Yasin, QS36. The 36th Surah Yasin has a conclusion, Yasin. We think verses 83 verses odd, count small numbers. 8 plus 3 equals 11, then 1 plus 1 equals 2. Words, approximately 730 words. Count small numbers, 7 plus 3 equals 10, then 1 plus 0 equals 1. Letters, approximately 3,000 letters. Calculate small numbers, 3 plus 0 equals 3. Pattern, 2 linked to the 12 pattern of pattern 237. Surah Ar-Rahman, QS55, the 55th Surah Ar-Rahman, has no muqatta'at. We consider verses 78 verses even. Calculate small numbers. 7 plus 8 equals 15, then 1 plus 5 equals 6. Words, approximately 350 words. Count small numbers. 3 plus 5 equals 8. Letters, approximately 1,500 letters. Calculate small numbers. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Pattern 6 appears in the count of verses and letters relating to the 6 letters of QS 73.3, Chapter 3. Surah Al-Waqiyah, QS 56. Surah 56, Al-Waqiyah, has no muqatta'at. We think verses 96 verses even. Count small numbers. 9 plus 6 equals 15, then 1 plus 5 equals 6. Words, approximately 400 words. Count small numbers. 4 plus 0 equals 4. Letters, approximately 1,700 letters. Calculate small numbers. 1 plus 7 equals 8. Pattern, 96 verses are the same as Surah 96, Al-Alaq, in pattern 237. Surah Al-Mulk, QS 67. The 67th chapter, Al-Mulk, has no muqatta'at. We consider verses, 30 verses even. Count small numbers. 3 plus 0 equals 3. Words, approximately 330 words. Count small numbers. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Letters, approximately 1,300 letters. Calculate small numbers. 1 plus 3 equals 4. Pattern, 3 relates to the final count of pattern 237. 3. Surah Al-Haqqa, QS 69. Surah Inam, Puluh Sembilan. Al-Haqqa, Tiada Muqatta'at. Kita Kira, verses 52 verses even. Count small numbers. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Words, approximately 260 words. Count small numbers. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Letters, approximately 1,100 letters. Calculate small numbers. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Pattern 7 appears in the verse count related to pattern 1729. Surah Al-Ma'arij, QS 70. The 71st chapter, Al-Ma'arij, has no muqatta'at. We consider verses 44 verses even. Count small numbers. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Words, approximately 200 words. Count small numbers. 2 plus 0 equals 2. Letters, approximately 900 letters. Calculate small numbers. 9 plus 0 equals 9. Pattern 2 linked in a 12 pattern. Surah An-Naba, QS 78. Surah 78, An-Naba, no muqatta'at. We think verses, 40 verses even. Count small numbers. 4 plus 0 equals 4. Words, approximately 174 words. Count small numbers. 1 plus 7 plus 4 equals 12. Then 1 plus 2 equals 3. Letters, approximately 800 letters. Calculate small numbers. 8 plus 0 equals 8. Pattern, 3 linked to pattern 237. numbers in Asmaul Husna, the 99 names of Allah, are like shining gems in the Quran. We count the numbers for these names, focusing on the words and letters like counting flowers in a garden. Total names, 99 names. Odd, calculate small numbers. 9 plus 9 equals 18, then 1 plus 8 equals 9. Words, each name is one word, so 99 words. Letters, if you count the letters in all the names, there are approximately 450 letters. Count small numbers. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Pattern, 99 is related to the pattern of 7 plus 69 plus 23 equals 99, which you mentioned earlier. 9 appears in the number count related to the 18 letters of QS73. 3, chapter 3. Example name, LRH men, Ar-Rahman. 4 letters, Alif, Ra, Ha, Min. Calculate small numbers. 4 plus 0 equals 4. Elahim, Ar-Rahim. 4 letters, Alif, Ra, Ha, Min. Calculate small numbers. 4 plus 0 equals 4. Number of letters for both names. 8 letters corresponding to 8 in the letter count of Surah 78. Relation to the 373 pattern. We examine how these 10 surahs relate to the pattern of 373, which comes from surahs 96, 68, and 73. Surah number, if you count the surah numbers, 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 36 plus 55 plus 56 plus 67 plus 69 plus 70 plus 78, the total is 360. Count the small numbers, 3 plus 6 equals 9, related to the 9 of Asmaul Husna. Total verses, 286 plus 200 plus 176 plus 83 plus 78 plus 96 plus 30 plus 52 plus 44 plus 40 equals 1,115 verses. Count small numbers. 1 plus 1 plus 5 equals 7, related to pattern 1729. Pattern, Surah 96, Al-Waqiyah, has 96 verses, the same as Surah 96 in pattern 237, like a secret sign that connects the surahs. Related to 729, the number 1729, 7 times 13 times 19, appears in these surahs. 7 appears in the count of the verses of Al-Baqarah, 7, the letters of An-Nisa, 7, and the verses of Al-Haqqa, 7. 19, related to the 19 letters of Basmala, which are in most of this surah, except Surah 9. Example, 286 verses of Al-Baqarah, if you count the small numbers, become 7, the same as 7 in pattern 1729. Even and odd. Let's look at the even and odd patterns, like even or odd that you liked before. Even verses, Al-Baqarah 286, Al-Imran 200, An-Nisa 176, Ar-Rahman 78, Al-Waqi'ah 96, Al-Mulk 30, Al-Ma'arij 44, An-Naba 40. 8 even chapters, odd verses, Yasin 83, Al-Haqqa 52. 2 odd surahs, Asmaul Husna 99 odd, shows a special identity like harmony and challenges in life. What do we learn? 10 surahs, Al-Baqarah, Al-Imran, An-Nisa, Yasin, Ar-Rahman, Al-Waqi'ah, Al-Mulk, Al-Haqqa, Al-Ma'arij, An-Naba, and Asmaul Husna show the miraculous numbers of the Quran. Numbers such as 7, 3, and 9 appear repeatedly, relating to the patterns of 373 and 1729. The 99 names of Allah with the number 9 counting are like the mirror 9 of QS73, 3. The even and odd patterns, such as the 8 even surahs and the 99 odd ones, show the balance of the Quran. This chapter opens the door to more surahs, showing that each verse has a number sequence. In chapter 6, we will discuss why these numbers are important and what they mean to us. If there is a way to make this calculation easier, we can change it later. Try counting the numbers in your favorite surah and see what patterns you find. Wallahu alam bisawab. Chapter 6, Conclusion, the meaning of numbers in the Quran. The Quran is like a starry sky, every verse and number shining with wonder and wisdom. In this book we have explored magical numbers, like counting rosary beads from Surah Al-Muzammil to Asmaul Husna. We come across the pattern of 373, 1729, the special letter Muqatta'at, and many more. This chapter is like sitting by a river, watching the flowing water and contemplating what all these numbers mean for our hearts, minds, and lives. Let's summarize this journey and think about why these numbers are important, like a songket weave where every thread has its place, appealing to our journey. Imagine starting with a cup of tea, reading the Quran and being amazed by the numbers. In chapter 1, we learned that the Quran is full of numbers arranged in a pattern, like a songket cloth. We see numbers like 19 in the Basmala and 7 in Surah Al-Fatiha, showing the mathematical wonders of Allah. In chapter 2, we learned how to count verses, words, and letters, like counting coins in a wallet. We tried counting verse 3 of Surah 73, which has 5 words and 18 letters, and learned to use the Mushaf Utmani to count accurately. Chapter 3 takes us to Surah Al-Muzammil, like entering a cave full of gems. We count 18 letters in verse 3 and find a pattern of 373 from Surahs 96, 68, and 73. We also see 6 letters, 3 nun, 1 sad, 2 kaf, which are like small signs to special letters. Chapter 4 talks about muqatta'at, letters like sad, kaf, and nun in Surahs 38, 50, and 68. We count 1 letter, 1 word, 1 verse for each muqatta'at, and find numbers like 7 and 3 that connect to the patterns 373 and 1729. Chapter 5 expands our map to 10 surahs, Al-Baqarah, Yasin, Ar-Rahman, and others, as well as the Asmaul Husna, the 99 names of Allah. We count the numbers like the 286 verses of Al-Baqarah and the 450 letters of the Asmaul Husna, and see a pattern of 7, 9, and 3, like stars twinkling together. All these chapters show that the Quran is not just words, but like a symphony of numbers that Allah has arranged perfectly. Every count, like 18 or 99, is a sign of His greatness. The meaning of these numbers. Why are these numbers important? Imagine numbers as signs in the forest, leading us closer to God. We see 3 major meanings: spiritual, mental, and practical. The spiritual meaning of numbers in the Quran invites us to contemplate the greatness of Allah. For example, the 99 names of Allah with the number 9 remind us that Allah is the most perfect. When we count the 18 letters in verse 3 of Surah 73, which makes 9, we feel like we are listening to Taranum that calms the heart. This number is like a rosary, helping us to remember and be close to the Creator. The meaning of the mind Quranic numbers are like mind-opening puzzles. The pattern of 373 from Surahs 96, 68, and 73 shows the Quran to be full of mathematical harmony. 1729 from 7 times 13 times 19 makes us amazed at how small numbers can be big. This teaches us to think critically, like a schoolboy solving a difficult math problem. Practical meaning numbers also invite us to do something. For example, even and odd patterns like the 8 even surahs in chapter 5 or the 29 odd muqattat surahs remind us that life has balance and challenges. We can use these numbers to organize our lives, like counting 6 days of work and 1 day of rest, or reciting 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, every prayer to focus. Relation to the big pattern. Let's connect the threads from the previous chapters, like sewing songket cloth, the 373 pattern. This pattern from Surahs 96, 68, and 73 is like a bridge connecting the surahs. The numerical count 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12 appears in the number of surahs muqattat 156 and the word count of Surah 50. This shows that the Quran is full of neat patterns. 1729. This number of 7 times 13 times 19 is found in the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha, the 19 letters of Basmala, and 13 in other counts. It is like a key that opens the door to miracles, appearing in Al-Baqarah, count 7, and Asmaul Husna, count 9. Muqattat. Special letters such as nun, sad, and qaf are secret signs. The 6 letters in verse 3 of Surah 73 follow the muqattat in Surah 68. Showing that small numbers can carry great meaning. The 29 surahs are muqattat, odd numbers like the special identity of the Quran. Asmaul Husna, the 99 names of Allah with the number 9 counting, equal to the 18 letters of verse 3 of Surah 73. This is like a mirror, showing that the numbers of the Quran and the names of Allah are closely related. Even and odd, even patterns like the 286 verses of Al-Baqarah, and odd patterns like the 99 Asmaul Husna teach us about harmony and challenge. Like life, there is a 6-day routine and 1 special day. These numbers, like 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12 or 23 plus 7 equals 30, are like the rhythm in the Quran, making us marvel at Allah's precision. Why do we need to keep searching? The numbers in the Quran are not just a calculation, but an invitation to reflect, like an invitation to have tea with an old friend. Each number, like 19 or 7, invites us to read the Quran with an open heart. We don't need to be a mathematician, just use the Mushaf Uthmani and count like counting fruit in a basket. Maybe you'll find a new number in Surah Al-Ikhlas or Al-Kahfi, which will make you smile in amazement. This number also reminds us that the Quran is alive, relevant forever. Like the little boy in the story of Tariq and the magic numbers, we can search for numbers while learning about Allah, nature, and ourselves. Numbers like 99 or 373 invite us to live the Quran every day, like listening to a favorite song. Prayer and hope. Before we close, let's pray, as we always do at the end of our study. Oh Allah, thank you for the Quran, a guide full of magical numbers. Help us understand your secrets with a sincere heart and make these numbers a bridge to you. Forgive our mistakes and illuminate our path with the light of the Quran. Wallahu alam bisawab, sadakalahul azim. We don't end our journey here. This book is like a map, and you can continue to find numbers in the Quran yourself. If there is a way to make this story easier or more interesting, we can change it later. For now, take the Mushaf Uthmani. Choose your favorite surah and count the numbers you find. Who knows? Maybe you will find a new pattern that will make your heart flutter. Wallahu alam bisawab. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, is a source of profound wisdom and guidance for over 1 billion Muslims worldwide. Beyond its beautiful language and spiritual teachings, the Quran presents a fascinating dimension that has captivated scholars and thinkers for centuries: its intricate mathematical structure. This aspect, often referred to as mathematical ijaz, or the mathematical miracle, reveals a layer of wonder that points to the Quran's divine origin. The Quran is replete with numbers. They appear in various contexts, from the number of verses in a chapter to the frequency of specific words. Examining these numerical patterns reveals a level of precision and complexity that defies mere coincidence. These patterns are not random occurrences but point to a deliberate design, a testament to the meticulous planning of a creator. This exploration delves into the fascinating world of Quranic numerology, focusing on specific examples to illustrate the order and balance inherent in this holy scripture. By understanding these patterns, we gain a deeper appreciation for the divine nature of the Quran and its message. Numbers hold a special place in Islamic tradition. They are not merely tools for calculation, but are laden with symbolic meaning and spiritual significance. From the 5 pillars of Islam to the 7 heavens, numbers permeate Islamic beliefs and practices, reflecting a cosmic order ordained by Allah. One number that stands out in its importance is the number 7. It represents completeness, as seen in the 7 heavens, the 7 earths, and the 7 circumambulations around the Kaaba during Hajj. Similarly, the number 40 holds significance in Islamic tradition, representing a period of transformation and spiritual growth. Understanding the symbolic language of numbers is crucial to unlocking deeper layers of meaning within the Quran. By recognizing the significance of specific numbers, we can begin to appreciate the intricate tapestry woven by the divine creator. Among the numerical wonders found in the Quran, the number 373 holds a unique allure. This number appears repeatedly in seemingly unrelated contexts, yet bound by an invisible thread of mathematical harmony. For instance, the total number of verses in the Quran where prostration is mandated is 15, and the total number of words in these verses is 373. Similarly, the number of times the word Satan and the word angel appear in the Quran, when added together, also equals 373. These intriguing coincidences prompt us to ponder the significance of this recurring numerical pattern. While interpretations may vary, the consistent appearance of 373 suggests a deliberate design, a subtle mark of the Creator interwoven within the Quran. It serves as a constant reminder that every detail, however seemingly insignificant, is part of a larger, interconnected plan. Surah Al-Muzammil, the 73rd chapter of the Quran, offers a compelling example of the Quran's mathematical intricacy. The 3rd verse of this chapter states, "Indeed, your Lord knows, O Muhammad, that you stand in prayer almost 2/3 of the night, or half of it, or 1/3 of it." This verse refers to the night prayer that is encouraged for Muslims. What is remarkable is that the fractions mentioned in this verse, 2/3 half and 1/3, when added together, result in the fraction 5/6. Interestingly, the chapter itself, Al-Muzammil, is the 73rd chapter in the Quran, and the fraction 5/6, when multiplied by the total number of chapters, 114 equals 95. This numerical alignment between the verse about prayer and the chapter's placement within the Quran's structure points to a sophisticated level of organization. It suggests that the arrangement of the Quran is not arbitrary, but follows a divine blueprint. Chapter 5. Unveiling the Divine Script, Muqatta'at letters in the Quran. The Quran is unique in its use of mysterious letters, known as muqatta'at, that appear at the beginning of certain chapters. These letters, such as Alif Lam Mim in Surah Al-Baqarah or Yasin in Surah Yasin, have puzzled scholars for centuries. While their exact meaning remains elusive, their presence suggests a deeper significance beyond our current understanding. One interpretation suggests that these letters are initials or abbreviations referring to Allah's names or to hidden meanings known only to Him. Another perspective views them as a form of divine challenge, prompting reflection and contemplation on the mysteries of the universe and the Quran's divine origin. Regardless of their precise interpretation, the Muqatta'at letters add another layer of complexity to the Quran's structure. They serve as a reminder that the Quran is not merely a book to be read, but a divine revelation to be pondered and deciphered. The Quran's mathematical marvels extend beyond individual verses and chapters to encompass the entire scripture. Various chapters exhibit remarkable numerical patterns that defy explanation by mere chance. For example, Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter of the Quran consisting of 7 verses, is regarded as the mother of the book. The number 7, representing completeness, is fitting for a chapter that encapsulates the essence of Islamic belief. Surah An-Naml, named after the ant, contains 93 verses. Interestingly, the word ant appears 27 times in the Quran, mirroring the chapter's number. Surah Ash-Shura, meaning consultation, consists of 53 verses. Remarkably, the words consultation and its emergence appear 42 times in the Quran, again reflecting the numerical identity of the chapter. These examples highlight the intricate web of relationships woven throughout the Quran, connecting words, verses, and chapters in a harmonious symphony of numbers. The mathematical patterns in the Quran are not merely an intellectual curiosity, but hold profound spiritual significance for Muslims. They serve as a testament to the Quran's divine origin, reaffirming its status as the Word of God. The precision and complexity of these patterns defy human fabrication, pointing to a divine creator who meticulously crafted every detail. Moreover, these patterns inspire awe and wonder at the infinite wisdom of the Creator. They remind us that the universe is not a random collection of events, but operates according to a divine plan, governed by laws and principles beyond our comprehension. Reflecting on these mathematical marvels deepens our connection with the Quran and strengthens our faith in its message. It encourages us to approach the Quran with reverence and to seek a deeper understanding of its hidden meanings. The mathematical structure of the Quran is a testament to the divine attributes of order and precision. Just as the natural world operates according to precise laws, so too is the Quran governed by an underlying order that reflects a divine blueprint. This order is evident in the arrangement of chapters and verses, the frequency of specific words, and the recurring numerical patterns. These patterns are not arbitrary, but reflect a meticulous design, a deliberate act of creation that points to the infinite wisdom and power of the Creator. The mathematical harmony of the Quran is a reflection of the divine order that permeates all of creation. It serves as a constant reminder that we live in a universe governed by laws and principles, a testament to the meticulous planning and boundless creativity of the Creator. The mathematical marvels of the Quran offer a glimpse into the intricate tapestry woven by the divine Creator. From the recurring number 373 to the numerical harmony of specific chapters, the Quran's numerical structure defies chance and points to a deliberate design. While this exploration merely scratches the surface of this fascinating subject, it serves as an invitation to delve deeper into the hidden wonders of the Quran. By approaching the Quran with an open mind and a thirst for knowledge, we can unlock its secrets and gain a deeper appreciation for its divine origin. The mathematical marvels of the Quran are not meant to be a mere intellectual exercise, but a catalyst for spiritual reflection and a deeper connection with the Almighty. May this exploration inspire us to approach the Quran with renewed wonder and to seek a deeper understanding of its timeless message.